Alrighty then, guys. Howdy, and welcome on back to the Flying T-Bar C. So it is time once again for us to dive on into some more, whatever Wednesday, where I play whatever the hell I damn well please. The fuck? What's happening here? Hang on. I'm trying to figure out why one of my commands is suddenly not doing the thing. There it went. Okay. So, alright. Now we got it. Now it's working. Alright, so anyways, hey folks, welcome on back to the Flying T-Bar C. It is time for whatever Wednesday where I play whatever the hell I damn well please. That means we're diving back into more Honkai Star Rail for the new story. We're going to do the basic pulls for sure today. And I'm probably going to roll on Castorice because I don't have a very strong quantum unit. So I would like to have a strong quantum unit. And I haven't pulled in a while, so you know it would just be kind of nice to maybe like see what I can get off some pulls. So, yeah, got lots of stuff planned for old Honkai today. However, before we dive on into it, as always, folks, if you guys enjoy my streams, you enjoy my content, hell, maybe you just enjoy my dulcet tones. You can check me out over on YouTube, Twitter, and Blue Sky. YouTube is the archive where you guys can find my entire playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. I started it on stream. I have done all of my stuff on stream, which is most of the events, and definitely all the story stuff. At least main story stuff, let me put it that way. So if you want to check out my adventure with Honkai Star Rail, you can find that archived over on YouTube. On the flip side, Twitter and Blue Sky, where you guys can find any and all announcements involving the streams, things such as when I'm going live, what games I'm playing, and what day I'm playing those games. So go like, follow, and if you think it worth a subscription, well, I ain't gonna say no. All I ask is that y'all take care of yourselves before you try taking care of me. So, what do y'all say we go ahead and get on into it here, shall we? So, we're gonna click this button, and then click this button, and then click that button, and we are good to go. Alright, let's see what all we got here. First, let's do this. Although, hang on. I'm gonna check and see what I need the most of here. Definitely this one. Nihility and nihility confirm. Destruction. And I really only have one preservation character. Holy shit. Okay, well, next preservation character that pops up, I probably need to fucking roll on. And there we go. Get them credits. Yoink. There we go. Enable my team. And then said, we'll do some of the chicanery. I mean, we've got quite a bit going now, so definitely is not a bad thing to do it. I got lots of gems, I got lots of tickets. So fuck it. Let's get it on. No 5-star there. Like, maybe I'll just use tickets and we'll kind of see what happens there, because I also wanted to do some Acheron pulls. Oh, okay, I mean, woohoo, Bonifin. No 5-star there. Okay. Oh, that might actually be it. Alright, got a 5-star. I don't know if that's pity or not, or what exactly, so. Woohoo, Pela. Nice! Clip that shit. Fuck yeah! So now I'm curious. Records. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Nice, so I won 50-50 then. Hehehe. Fuck you. Close the thing. There we go. Got Castorice. Now the real question is, like, Acheron would be really good. I wouldn't mind having more Fugue though. First off, give me that. And you know what? Fuck it. Alright, so that leaves us with 36 more ticket pulls. Acheron or Fugue? We're gonna go do basic shit first. Also, there's the fact that I might need to go for Light Cone. Might actually, yeah, I should probably do Light Cone. Because it's not like I got a lot of the Remembrance Light Cones. Plus, this one's going to be specifically for her. So, yeah, we'll do that. But first, let's go through basics. See what we get. Okay, another abundance one. Nope, that's still normal. Okay. New 4-star light cone. Still normal again. Oh, yay. Hook. We'll go ahead and we'll do, just to finish off with the tickets. Nope. No 5-star off of the standards. Oh, hey, I got Arlen finally. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, let's fucking do Castorice. Or light cone. Maybe we'll get stupid lucky. And I fucking doubt it, but never know. Okay, I mean, all in all, not terrible there. No 5-star. Okay. That was a garbage pull. We'll do one more after this. Like, we'll do a little bit of gem spending. But I'm not going to go insane, because when Boot Hill comes back around, I definitely want to do more rolls on Boot Hill. Okay, yep, that's enough for now. It'd be like another 400. 13-day. If I get some more tickets or something from the stuff. But hey, yo, we got Castorice, guys. fire summons. Yeah. Okay, this basic one might be alright for a free-to-play Castorice. Pitch Dark Hook the Great.
Hook's ready to find the next treasure.
God damn it.
Stay focused.
Yoink.
Push forward. The one thing I look forward to? Growing up, of course.
That's fucked up.
Rock and roll might be my only true companion.
Living? That's all a big hustle and bustle.
Every time the burn status inflicted by Gonifin touches damage, Gonifin generates energy. Oh. Alright, that's actually pretty dope. Missions. No, not that mission. This mission. And yoink. Black monsters are twisted in form and their life is turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form. Or it's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. Does look different from the Titankin up close. That underneath it, a scroll. Scholar debates. Recorded debate between venerationalist and Neosporus scholars. Most of it is illegible, leaving only fragments of dialogue. We all recall that state that dared touch the sky, but what were they really? Blind masters manipulated by ambitious politicians. The meaningless attempt. Take. Veneration bowed to the Titans for so long, you've forgotten the scholar's true purpose. Making a mistake does not mean the act was meaningless. Hmm. So essentially they both agree, it's just... Or they agree with... They agree on the what, but not the why. Like, they both agreed that it was a mistake to try to build an airship and try to go to the sky. However, one says it was bad because that's, crossing into a Titan's territory. The other says, no, it was still a mistake, but now we know why it was a mistake. As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Leia also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. Memory, I'd rather forget. That's Iocene? Why she's surrounded by so many monsters. As much faith they have in her, it's probably a good idea to help her out there.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Wow, she sounds very nonchalant. Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
Can't tell if you're serious or not. But being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him.
I don't know. I wanted to see what she was capable of because she strikes me as a very scary bitch.
Rock with it.
Let's do it. Those with the loaded gun. Those who dig the grave. Time's up.
This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me.
Of course.
Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Oh, more scholar debates. Is he Difro? Ephro? Ethro. Well, enlighten me then, what exactly do you mean examining from another perspective? Simple, you see. When we stand normally, the sky is above. We stand on our heads, it is below our feet. I don't even want to know what kind of situation inspired you to make such exalted theories. By the by, I have a student who loves to write satirical comedies and once wrote about a fool who could not figure out a question no matter what. As I said, there's no reason with you venerationists. You're like dromuses, huge yet always gazing downward at the earth. Well, I want to be the wasp that stings the dromus. What if that state's tyrant defeat simply proved that among all paths to What if that state tyrant's defeat simply proved that among all the paths to Aquila, the skyship was the wrong one? Anaxagoras, you impious blasphemer, mark my words, you will eventually answer for your sacrilege. I doubt your students, or that young teaching assistant girl, have any idea what secret research you're truly conducting. Oh. Anaxagoras. He's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Finon said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
Not really. He uses. I picked up a scroll on my way here too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look.
Hyacinth combines both records together.
By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. I asked a few questions.
Sure, go ahead. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, for scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
Very illustrative explanation. Thank you.
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
Maybe. That was a joke, right?
Newsports primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
Don't have any more questions.
Says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. There's something else that's caught my attention though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Oh god, did Anaxa accidentally let the Black Plague in? Because of one of his experiments?
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Kremnos?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akuma for reading after that.
Great, this place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There are still several more scrolls thrown all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull those texts this way. This way nothing will be overlooked. Oh god, you two are like peas in a pod. That's almost as bad as the US's Bat Bomb. Impressive tenacity. Hopefully they helped him survive the Black Tide. Oh god. Yeah, I remember dealing with all that crap. The last resort is when all else fails, employ brute force. These are complaint letters from the scholars about Anaxagoras the Blasphemer. There's a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated in the perfectly intact seals, the complainee did not even bother opening them and just chucked them aside into a corner. This is about an Axa. I should read this. Hey, Zine, you should come have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anax's shoes and answer that? Yes. As told in myths, the seas and sky of the earth are all beyond a shadow of a doubt creation of Titans.
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kefali, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end.
Damn.
One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in this case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate.
Really?
I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses? Yes.
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in the state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
He ain't here, he can't stop us.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, And even the seal to the lab, they're all gone.
No, he destroyed it all, or he packed it all up. Wonder we didn't see any defenses. Have you ever been here
Not
before?
even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soap with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Looking at Naxa. There are materials requested by Anaxagoras. Document the various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations, the universality of the soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of the Neophor School of Thought. However, a document titled A Study on the Chrysos Heir's Background is mixed within. These appear to be quick notes examining the background of the Chrysos Heirs. The Holy Maiden of Janisopolis, Trinon, descendants of the Holy Maiden Temple of Three Fates, from the Venestia priestly family, the Prince of Castrum Kremnos, Hyacinth of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry have varying degrees of connection to the divine titans authorities. Does the golden blood come from the heritage of priest families or royal bloodline? Alexandrus, I myself show no such connection. Carefully the creator. What criteria did they use to create the golden to shape the Christ? Castorice, the servant of death from Ionia, lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennia with the power to grant death to humans. Where it come from? Symbol. He took half her soul. That's my theory with Castorice. Another text speaks of the dragon legends Styxia, a chemical extraction of soul ripped from dragon intriguing. Dragons appear to be the Titan's creations, perhaps the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increase purity for the absolute. There must be tested. Oh.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and me?
Journal contains several intriguing points. Creation of Titans. From the Abyss of Fate of Castrum Kremnos, I've seen many a Titan creation during Glorious. Life forms created by Circes can also be found in the Grove. By fusing them with human souls through alchemical means, I can't even begin to imagine. Chrysos Heirs. Anaxa seems to hold special interest in the divinity coursing through the Chrysos Heirs' veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into the
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
I mean, through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Chrysos heirs, degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used as alchemy experiments, that's rather extreme.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
He did it to himself. A hastily written journal, these documents appear incomplete, judging from what's left behind. Important way, only that the reasoning remains. Previous approach has flaws. Fusing souls with Titan creations does not purify gold. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Christos Heir's golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creation merely repairs the impurities of the soul, or maintains a connection to dying soul. Creation myth tells us the Christos Heir and other creations were all Titans. Their nature differs fundamentally. The Titans' creations are no immediate products of an alchemical process, and theirs are closer to the Titans than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan creations equal to theirs. The hypothesis I should focus on is one pointed towards the Titans themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demand the meticulous selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain, and dead Titans offer no insights worth pursuing. But dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creation can we ensure perfection. With my own hands, I will melt the Titan and reach the true essence of the soul.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
What's wrong?
Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
Circe took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we're in now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
I put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
When Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circe would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Hence why he wants to talk. Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Akama now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world, so that students like you may still learn about the night sky. Astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've all walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Adromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both
I can't
intellect
decide if I like him or
and
not.
pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Except...
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Actual gods called Aeons.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
He's not fully dead.
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
This is not going to end well.
I have news from Hyacinth and Danhong. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit.
Okay.
What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you are to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We'll be waiting here for your good news.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
Excuse you, motherfucker? Wow, these people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
Taros. Hello, Oleg of Amphorius.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Grataros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
Let's not do that.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
It would be hard not to notice thunderclaps in the background.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
Oh.
Just as much. We didn't actually kill them back in the Kremnos arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
Oh, shit.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Crateros.
Now what the fuck is happening?
By Catholic into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kethali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, Which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
No hesitation, I stand by Era Nova. Era Nova is the path of salvation that God's promised. We should have doubts in the flame chase journey.
We all know that Erechrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Erechrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Erechrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Erechrysia will exist once more.
God damn it.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Erechrysia.
Erechrysia! Erechrysia!
Okay, so, but you're all elders at the Council of Elders.
Castorice? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the flame chase journey.
He's one of the 7 sages. That's impossible.
That's never a good thing, though.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Isn't this just survivorship bias?
If we eliminate death, then there's no need for us to fear that Flame Reaver, right? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Erechrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the flame chase journey will have to end.
Oh my god.
bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What? With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorice brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Era Chrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
I guess announces the conclusion of the debate and the attendees part ways. Castorice, what's going on?
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
Happened when you went to look for him.
He showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important.
Hey, we already heard that part.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's
God.
belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon and dragon blood.
No way.
That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy.
You've got to be shitting me.
The princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until...
Until?
Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
That's Castorice.
Oh my. It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange?
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Such a teenager.
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually.
The fuck?
My time is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial.
Oh.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. And yet, I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held three hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Yeah.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Cowes were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Nias. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is, in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attained their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Elixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Nias.
I mean, we kinda already know, but okay.
Honor, courage, tenacity, sacrifice.
And finally, the only thing that remains is reason.
Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death.
All farewells in this world are sorrowful, Lord Nias.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths. But now, all I feel is peace. I did not know until this moment that mortals could live their lives in such a way.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is that you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am certain of one thing. This is not an acceptance of death nor apathy toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair.
It's contentment.
I'm just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that fact?
But when you depart the mortal realm, won't all of your accomplishments be reduced to nothing?
Nope.
Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this doesn't come easily for a mortal.
Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. I felt as though I was still on the battlefield, and the person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
To someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living afford the same amount of bliss. Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is. And death is. But a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife telling me about the majesty of the world.
Only through stripes that you can see the good shit.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and be merry then.
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Mm-hmm. Polixia. I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Yep.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That I won't be able to do it.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
Even if it was prophesized, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers. One that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of the world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that I've experienced will dissipate. Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head. Will they not?
How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you?
Well then, tell me. What exactly are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone?
Okay.
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I am certain if such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. Even now, my answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you, in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the Netherrealm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead, and do not stop moving. In the new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. As for the price of our equivalent exchange, let me be the one to pay it.
Huh?
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until they eventually became the pantheon of the new world. Just like the flame chase journey of today, Amphorius's history is cyclical in nature.
Interesting.
What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods, who bear the core flames, will also become the new titans at the world's end, thereby shaping a new world?
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is utterly unbelievable. Besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today.
Not one of them.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy and the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description. Styxia.
But the people there worship Fagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place, as in the time of Idonia, it had long turned into underwater ruins.
Take this.
This is...
The new Sporist masterpiece, the Philosopher's Stone. It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood as its foundation. Remember,
What?
I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever. But what if your conjecture is wrong?
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that my experiment was a failure. However, my line of thinking will not fail because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castorice. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, his life is also slowly slipping away. But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we witness just now?
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages to find the evidence.
I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to be alive?
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct, does it not just confirm that the myths are true, and thereby invalidate all your theories?
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
That's a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaia, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kindness desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. If they're successful, then the flame chase journey will cease, and Akama can enjoy everlasting peace.
Number one, howdy there, Jimmy. How the hell are you doing this evening? I got some amazing news. You're adorable. No, I'm not. I am not adorable. I am handsome. I am devilish. I'm ornery. I'm a lot of things. I'm not adorable. Or at least I refuse to admit it. Let's go that route. I'm dead inside, but good. We're all a little dead inside at the very least. By the way, I'm currently doing new story, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just let me know. I did get Castorice though. I did some pulls earlier today, and I did manage to get Castorice. So now I have Crazy Dragon Girl.
But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains.
Third day into work, and my timesheet is at 32 hours. I want to sleep. Well, then go to bed, Jimmy. That's fucking basically 10.5 hours a day. 10 hours, 45 minutes a day. Like, go to bed, my dude. I mean, I appreciate you coming by, but go to fucking bed. But, Mom, I don't care. Go to bed. I want to watch T-Bar. Well, I'm not gonna say no. Like, but go lay down. He's hot. The fuck? I mean, thank you, but the fuck? Just go lay down. You can listen to me and shit, but go lay down. That way, if you do fall asleep, you at least fall asleep in bed, because I'm a person who falls asleep in my chair all the time, and it makes getting to bed kind of a pain in the ass at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we can begin negotiations over it. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back Mr. Soul.
I just fall asleep at the wheel. It's called multitasking. No, bad Jimmy. Bad. I will hit you over the head with my frickin' slipper. No falling asleep at wheel. Heyo! What's up, Gravy? We are doing some more story. Although, I got Death Girl. I did pulls earlier, and I got Death Girl. I actually won the 50-50.
Well said.
And right now we're in the middle of some serious political intrigue.
You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death. Do you desire that too?
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
Unsure of what to say, but offers a smile. Have mercy, Aglia. Stay your threads.
I'm not going to punish her for that. I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls Torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castorice and meet the god of death himself.
Damn straight.
Castorice,
Fucker needs to give me back my soul.
I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you so much for the lurk, Jimmy.
Thank you, Lady Aglia.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but...
Oh no. Let me guess. I'm gonna have a lot of people popping up in a second. Medic! Alright, yep, chat's about to turn into a war zone. Well, I'm ready for it when it happens. She's probably kidnapping somebody right now.
If Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls Torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Treby is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the mills, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the nether realm as they pleased.
Oh.
If they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of the same. I'll see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow. Cypher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city.
Yep, there it is. Oh, shit. Howdy there, V. Howdy there, everybody. How the hell are all you guys doing tonight? Hang on, let me get you a shout out, V. So, how was the Vmocracy tonight? How did the hell diving go? I hope it went well. Also, I can start to rattle off names. So, let's see here. Howdy there, Shock True. Howdy there, Gemus. Howdy there, Johnny. Howdy there, Hall Reaver. Howdy there, Golden Gamba. Howdy there, Soul. Howdy there, there's Shock True again. Also, thank you guys so much for the follows as you were coming in. Howdy there, No Passion. You knew? I may or may not have an insider on you, V. Thank you always for the raids and support. Happy to return a raid. I do need to take care of some post-stream stuff, but I'll be lurking for sure. Well, thank you so much for the lurk. Gasp. Who snitch? I would never, ever reveal my snitch. Gravy, Tiber, I need asylum. Asylum is granted, Gravy. You shall be able to rest in the saloon. So, number one, V and everybody else who is here, really, thank you all so much for tuning in and coming in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for rating in. If you guys need to take care of yourselves, get some food, get some water, deal with issues like V going to take care of after stream stuff, by all means do so. If you guys want to stick around and hang out with me while we do some craziness in Honkai Star Rail, by all means, you can totally do that. Although, now this is warning time. If you guys are Honkai Star Rail players and haven't gone through the story yet, I am currently doing the newest story update. So, if y'all get spoiled, it ain't my fault because you decided to stick around. So, warning is there right now. As for those of you who may not know me, I am the Flying T-Bar-C. I'm a variety streamer. I play everything under the sun, from MMOs to gachas to RPGs, JRPGs, strategy games, rare visual novel, lots of stuff. I do things from all eras of gameplay. I do retro shit from back in the PS1 days. I do everything up to modern day shit like Honkai Star Rail. So, wide variety of shit. You want to check out some of my playthroughs, go check them out over on YouTube. But yeah.
You have my soul.
Wait. Well, hello there, Kurai. I might know who you are. How was raid and everything, Kurai? How are things going? Rail Baron, thank you so much for the follow. And Kurai, thank you so much for the follow as well, friendo. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you all for lending me your swords in this time of strife and battle. But yeah. So, I hope everything was good. I know V's busy, but how was the V-mocracy today, guys? How did all that go? Did you spread the democracy across all of the known universe? Also, was it bugs or machines tonight? I'm curious. Just laugh it off, Kurai. So, we are going to go ahead and continue on with story stuff now. So, for those of you who don't want to get spoiled, your warning is now coming with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. No passion, no patience. Yeah, not a sword so much as the greatest handgun ever made. The cold sing. I was about to say, you done fucked up there, Baron. Done fucked up. And yes, the Colt single action army revolver is by far a very superior gun. However, I mean, if we're gonna go for more famous, the slightly later Peacemaker is more well known. But I'm personally a fan of the, oh god, I gotta remember the fucking name of it now. God damn it. Fuck. Why can't I remember the goddamn name of that pistol now? It is a revolver. Schofield. The breech Schofields. Right? Schofield? I think it's Schofield. God, hang on. I gotta Google it now. I gotta double check.
Nice.
Yes, the Schofield. Yes, the Smith & Wesson Schofield. Say, and that's honestly just because of the fact that I like the look of it. Like, don't be wrong, Colt Peacemaker, Single Action Army, all of these are fantastic guns, effective beyond compare. But the Schofield is just a very unique looking gun. It hasn't really been replicated since, and nothing else looked like it back in the day, really.
Nice.
So, sooner or later, at some point, I would like to get a collector's one with some, like, nice pearl handles and shit like that. So, to show off some stuff, I mean, yeah, we got Arlen, finally, whoop-de-doo, woohoo! But here's the big one. We got ourselves Castorice. I actually won the 50-50 for those of you who know, you know, what the deal is with that. Yeah, we got ourselves Castorice, and then we got our fucking dragon. I have never tried Honkai Star Rail. Yes, Honkai Star Rail. So, of all the Hoyo games that I have played, and I played Genshin, I haven't played Zenless, but I had played Genshin. I like Star Rail much better, largely due to A, they're much more generous and make it able to do free to play very easily. I mean, I don't pull on characters a whole lot, but I have a fuck ton of gems and stuff. So it's very much free to play. Like, you don't have to sink a lot of money into this game. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. I'm also, it's turn-based battle system, which in my opinion is much funner than the active battle system of Genshin. And last but not least, Genshin has this thing, unless they've changed it, because they might have changed it, but in all of the grind dungeon stuff to get materials for characters, they're only available on certain days. In Honkai, everything is open all the time so long as you have your energy or whatever to do it. So you've got your experience stuff, you've got your trace stuff for leveling up the passive stats and stuff, materials needed to level up characters or ascend them anyways, all the different equipment things and whatnot. You know, all of the stuff is available every day, no stupidity of trying to be like, oh, well, I have to do it on this specific day, which is something that pissed me off about Genshin to no end. So, luckily, that is not as big of an issue. So, therefore, I like Honkai.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win?
We're tied.
Oh, that means victory is around the corner. Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate.
Oh, really? What were you doing, Mem?
I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. I still have only 32 books to go.
How many books did you read? It's okay, Mem. We found a way.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially if you're as diligent as Mem.
Oh, right. Yeah, the only other top break revolver is the Webley. Yes, exactly. Though most interesting revolver I have seen is the Nagant. 7 shots in the cylinder. A cylinder seats the barrel. Only revolver that can be suppressed. I have heard of the Nagant. It is kind of a wild gun, I'm not gonna lie. I would say another one I have ever that also piqued my interest back in the day. Which it's I don't remember what the actual one is, but it's a volcano pistol, which I always found really interesting, having the tube loader and being able to hold more shots than the initial 6 on a revolver. Because it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, the volcanic. It was something that, like, you know, so, like, I want to meet the guy and witness the moment when he decided, because I'm pretty sure the tube loader was already a thing in rifles by that point in time, and they're like, you know what, why don't I do that on a pistol? Which, you know, then goes back to history once again, where it's like, I want to see the guy who actually decided, why don't I make a small cannon and call it a hand cannon? Like, I want to actually witness that moment happen. Like, to see the eureka moment. Yes, the volcanic fired rocket ball and early caseless ammo. Yes, I did know that it did not use proper not proper cartridges, but it was pre-cartridge technically. That's a Berkworm if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I have a feeling that it's not just a bookworm, but it's actually somehow related to a character that is currently sick in the story.
Why are my eyelids so heavy all of a sudden?
There's nothing more we can do for now. Let's get some rest.
You're right. Then I'll go back to...
As was their custom, men with an astonishing dexterity slipped back into their secret little hideaway. Yeah, she doesn't talk like that no more. She learned how to talk last stream. Aww. Yeah, I guess it's kind of cute. Good night, ma'am. Good night, Akuma. It is nighttime now, right? Lamat is also fun, a 9-shot revolver with an underbarrel 10 gauge. Also not wrong, Baron. However, if I'm gonna have to go with an over/under different cartridge deal, I mean, you can't top the Derringer in my opinion. Especially modern day Derringers, where you can do a 44 mag and then a 410 underneath. Or the drilling. Hey, wow, for me being as big of a gun guy as I am, I've never actually heard of the drilling. Huh. And you got one on me, Baron. I'm only interested in guns as far as aesthetic. Ateba has some unique looking ones. I think I've seen a couple Mateba ones, but might have to look into that a little bit more. I'm definitely much more preferential to, you know, essentially Old West, turn of the century stuff. you know, can't go wrong with some good Old West guns. I'll look at them for photo reference or designing sci-fi guns. Very nice.
Cass? What a surprise.
Lady Treby.
Is something troubling you?
I will sadly have to run now, T-Bar. It's almost 7 a.m. here, and I've been up all night watching V. Well, damn it, there, Hall. Get the hell to bed. Go on now. Get. But thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for tuning in. And by all means, if I'm ever around, feel free to step on in and we can bullshit some more. Need me some sleep, I think. Yes, you do. If you don't go to bed now, I'm gonna throw a slipper at you. So, yeah, go to bed.
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit before I set off.
I also need to get going. Gotta be up early. Good night, T-Bart. Alrighty, Gravy. Make sure you have yourself a good night, bud. And I'm assuming you gotta get up to, assuming you have work tomorrow, then if you have to be up early. But whatever your endeavor is tomorrow, I hope it goes well, and I hope you don't sleep in. Oh no, the doll. Yeah, sorry, Gravy. you had to be hit with the feels right before you left. Will do, Sheriff. Have a good one. We'll catch your stream another time. Alrighty, I'll see you around there, Hall.
No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed. There is no telling what we'll encounter there. I don't want to have any regrets.
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling today?
Is that a figure of speech?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled even as you smiled.
Lady Treby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie.
Dealing with a double-barrel shotgun with an underbarrel rifle got issued off pilots on Showdown, added it and flipped it to a double rifle with the shotgun. Huh. That is definitely something I can see coming about during that particular time period. That's definitely kind of interesting, though. I bet you that would be really fun to shoot. I also bet you can probably try firing all 3 barrels at once, and I bet you it would absolutely destroy your shoulder. At least I hope you could fire all 3 at once.
We are just happy for you that the core flame you're meant to inherit has finally surfaced.
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow is, don't you?
Has a selector, I think? Aw, sad day. Just give me triple triggers and let me destroy my shoulder in peace, damn it.
There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. We have always believed that your embrace is just as warm as everyone else's. Because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass, you're the kindest Chrysosaur we know.
Thank you, Lady Treby. This feeling... it's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with so many wishes. So much I want to accomplish before setting off.
Then go do it, Cass.
Trian was actually working on a surprise gift for you. It's a pity she didn't get to finish it. But now Trinan and I are working on it.
Oh God.
I'll make sure to give it
Good
to
thing
you.
Gravy left, or else he'd be getting hit in the feels again.
So, let's meet back here when you return from Styxia. Safe travels.
Oh, don't.
See you tomorrow.
I swear to God, if you hit me with more freaking Greek tragedy shit, I'm gonna be real mad. I can't sleep. Who could it be? Don Hung. Be Don Hung.
It's me.
Oh, hi, Cass.
I hope I didn't wake you.
Sleep is a luxury when you are at my age. Nah. Another mission?
No. No. I'm here because of private matters, actually. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to retrieve something.
As expected, manual labor. Nah, I'll be nice to Cass.
Aren't you going to ask me what it is? It isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
Why do I have a feeling you're not Cass?
Have you heard? Seems like all the rooms
Can dispel the black tide.
I've got a very sneaking suspicion.
The streets are packed.
I want to vote. Tell me how I can vote.
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kefali rune, select the Council of Elders in your heart, and pray silently until the shard registers your choice. Then toss it into the Dolium.
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons? The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Eracrycia? It's all a sham to create their own Eracrycia in Akama!
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep our bounds again, we will not incur divine wrath.
Oh, please. The time when these deranged Titans should have vacated their spot to the demigods is long overdue. You'll see soon enough, you old bogey.
And I pray that Talanton smacks some sense into you with their scales. We shall see how this turns out.
That was quite a spectacle.
Yeah, watching people squabble is kind of fun.
You're interested in that? Well, you'll feel right at home in Akama then. To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst the crumbling ruins of Amphorius. And its people are even holding votes to reconcile differing opinions. This peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times.
What the Flame Chase journey is all about.
Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions.
I'll never forget the Master at Arms of the Royal Arms Museum talk Hunt Showdown into adding an obscure repeater conversation for the martini in it. That's fucking hilarious.
Traditions that I played a major role in. Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akama.
Obscure repeater conversion. Oh, conversion, conversation. I mean, same thing. Not really same thing, obviously. But I understood where you were coming from. Pretty sure I said conversion and not conversation anyways.
But back in those days, I was Idonia's maiden of war. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from Thanatos, and believed that my hands could correct the Arachrysia's mistake and lead them to meet the great god of death. They provided me shelter, but in return, I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for execution, and heroes alike.
Yes. Place looks like ancient Greece. Yes, actually. So, the world of Amphorius, because Honkai Star Rail is very much a world jumper deal. Our cast of legitimate main characters is jumping from world to world, doing because of lots of complicated reasons. This one is one that was somehow hidden behind veils, a veil made by like 3 different gods. We managed to uncover said veil, and currently 2 of us are down on this planet that, yes, essentially mimics ancient Greece to a degree.
No matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence of death. Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship. I can't do it. Their voices, they pierce my ears. The pleading, the thanks.
Ah, I know that feeling, child. I was once as lost as you are now. But you must respect those walking towards death. Just like how you should respect yourself as the holy maiden granting humans glory and liberation.
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. And yet you want me to respect myself. No matter the titles, I am still taking away human lives.
This won't be the first time that Edonia's fanatical nether warriors have faced death. On the contrary, recruits new to the battlefield often run away from their first fight. Death is the mightiest and gravest power in this world. The fact that you can wield it means you are deserving of respect.
That's such a twisted reason.
But not wrong, in my opinion. Death is not something to be feared, but definitely respected.
Then let me tell you a story. In Idonia, the great swords commonly used by executioners are called Draconian, in memory of Drakon, an elderly executioner. The sword has 3 air holes along its body. If the sword is swung down swiftly and accurately, the holes would make no sound, and the executed would also depart this world quickly and painlessly. But should the executioner have any hesitation, the holes would produce a piercing whistle. On that cue, the screams of the executed are sure to follow. Every executioner after Drakon is to hone their sword skills every day in preparation of future executions. Every swing of their blade must be more resolute than the last, for failing to do so will bring pain. Pain for the dying, as well as pain for themselves.
No. I can never get used to this.
You misunderstand, child. I am not telling you to get used to it. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering and use that knowledge to fortify your future touches with more and more determination. Go, walk with the dead and love them as you love life, then you'll no longer hear those noises.
Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die. No!
Yada yada. Is it because of fear, anger, or hatred, or is it your so-called merciful touch of death? Or because of fear, anger, hatred, or is your so-called merciful touch of death simply a lie? Dark purple models spread like petals across the death-going face, and seemed to submerge by spring water flooding his body. His trembling ceased. The cries the head once begged for mercy slowly turned into a sigh-like whimper as he murmurs to himself. Quickly, everything falls into a dead silence, turning into a pitch-black dew that scatters with the wind. You hear your own heartbeat drown out the sound of heavy breathing.
Maybe gain some insights through his sacrifice.
Is this all?
No. Come with me. This is just the beginning of your life as the Maiden of War.
You executioner!
Oh, yay, flashback time.
Holy Maiden! Go.
Do it then, executioner. I curse you to live in eternal.
We're gonna show off some shit.
Embrace a new life. Please. When will this ever end?
Yoink.
Come. Fulfill your duty.
What are you trying to do with me?
I have aged. The time has come for me to heed the summons of Thanatos and journey to their domain, the final resting place of every Idonian.
You're not that old yet. You still have many, many years ahead of you.
No. I'm already dead. For I have come to fear my declining health and impending death. Ah, Castorice. Will you give me one last chance to charge towards fear and prove that I am no coward?
I can't take this anymore.
Child, it was I who brought you here from the frosty plains and set your farcical fate in motion. It was also I, Chief Executioner of Idonia, who forced the heavy duty of executing others onto you. I've always known that you have doubts and even anger about my faith and about me.
I never had a choice.
Indeed. We essentially abducted you. Yet you can end any sinful life with just a touch of your
Shouldn't it be easy for you to escape from here?
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it. I simply can't do it.
I knew I was right about you.
What do you mean?
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth. I know no one else in the world would understand the weight of life and death more than you do. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination we will all eventually reach. You can only live your life to the fullest after understanding this principle. And when you do, even if you eventually leave Idonia's protection, even if you must carry the curse forever, you can live with your head held high, like everyone else.
No! How can I?
Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden. Or at least, that you possess the resolve to become one. Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know.
May death protect us! As you wish. Share good fortunes.
Bring it on. Those with the loaded gun. Those who dig their own grave.
My boot hill.
This was the last time I followed her command. I gently touched the elderly woman before me. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. A gasp for air, a wistful look in her eyes, and a barely perceptible tremor in her fingertips. Elder Amunet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying the beliefs of the Idonians, and when death finally came, she embraced it exactly as their doctrine had taught. I have nothing but respect for her. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. Then, I set out once more in search of Thanatos. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. Life finds meaning in death. The world improves because there is an end. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it, some worship it, and some even revere it. How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. Then, I started searching for it. And now, at the end, I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can do more than taking things away. Can I make anything? Can I leave anything behind?
I don't want to die. Please.
Oh, whoa, full animation.
I don't want to die, please. I don't want mercy like this. Just let me go. I need him. I don't.
I hate these icy hands.
These have been popping up more and more.
Get it over with. End its suffering. The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace.
Yeah, I've got the 18 plus shit turned on. Yes, I do.
Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
Huh? Why was her hand... I didn't think she was wearing a glove in all of those. That would drive most into madness. You are not wrong.
You, Castorice. All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I
fear it. Just, I have some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go.
I can't. These hands, they're too cold.
But Big Sister Castorice, your hands are so warm. Just like anyone else's. So go on. Don't hold back.
Give me a warm hug.
God damn it, Honkai, why do you gotta be so damn sad nowadays? Like, you keep hitting me in the feels in this story arc.
Hands like these really be warm.
Hi.
On the day that Oryx's trial ended, you must have had many questions. I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. And it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me, it wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take.
Also, apparently me, the main character right now, is currently just an amalgamation of memories that's being held together by some otherworldly power.
And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality. Just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal despair. Anything I wish to hold on to, death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until Oryx laid bare the cruel truth before us. But now, perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago, Trinan read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling, but a perfect reflection of my past. Embraces in this world are born of reunions, Yet, my touch speaks only of farewells. In that moment, I had no doubt that this destiny would weave itself through the entirety of my life. And yet, things have taken a turn for the better. Now that I can finally have an audience with Thanatos, perhaps I can rewrite the meaning of that fated prophecy. I have no reason not to give it my all. For your sake, and for my own. With that, I won't have any regrets.
Astral talks to you about the gift she gave to the other Chrysosairs, and before you know it, she arrives at your gift. I'm coming with you.
Let's put that aside for the moment. We've arrived. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady Trianne. I want to leave something for everyone, if possible. The journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart, so that I don't have any regrets.
Is it a brooch with my face on it?
No, it isn't. You'll know when you see it. Look, it's right there. Huh? Where did it go? What's going on?
Did you get into trouble with some phantom thieves?
Corrupt grown-up. What's this? The coin of Zagreus and a slate.
Yep.
So it's her.
Holy moly, a kitty thief.
No doubt about it. This is her favorite symbol. It's Lady Cypher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief who's left legendary tales all over Amphorius. So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a crass manner. Let's just do as the slate says and look for Lady Cypher.
Letter from the Phantom Thief Cypher. Dear Princess Homebody, walking through the busy garden, I discovered the remarkable gifts crafted by Princess Homebody. They are truly splendid and I'm most impressed. I am also taken with your charming presents prepared for fellow Crisis heirs. In your right parlor, I observed the beautiful felt dolls, lavender striped tapestry, and the classic Idonian tripod table. Left parlor, the jewelry and exquisite art pieces as gifts. This time, I have claimed only this modest gift. Attract tasteless little thieves, so I shall safeguard it for now. Yeah, left an appropriate payment. Single coin. If the price displeases you, feel free to negotiate its return. Though, should that happen, I won't be satisfied with merely a coin. Should you wish to find me, visit the Memorial Market. There lies a golden short spear I've left. You know what to do. It shall guide you to me. And before you ask, I won't accept any questions. Please forgive this small intrusion and accept my highest regards. P.S. Who displays biological specimens at home? They're quite unsettling. I want to store them away when entertaining guests. P.P.S. Despite your considerable investment in the Idonian ossuary hanging in your parlor, I forgot to inform you that it's fake. The original was craftily switched by those cunning scholars at the Grove of Epiphany. The full story can be found in the yet unpublished memoirs of Cyphera. Sincerely, Kitty, Phantom Thief.
Look, it's right there. There seems to be a new
Na.
We must pursue her.
Must follow the thing.
Huh?
Oh, shit.
This is a trick she left for us.
Clearly, Kitty Phantom Thief wants to play a little game with you. 2 short spears, 1 correct, 1 wrong. Check the hint on the scroll. 2 golden short spears. Only the golden short spear engraved with the truth can lead you to Kitty Phantom Thief. Oh, it's this riddle. Left spear is engraved with the words, "Don't be fooled," the right spear is engraved with lies. Right spear is engraved with the words, "Trust me, grave mystery." Both spears are engraved with the truth. I figured it out. Riddle of the scroll should be true, so which short spear do you want to repair? The left.
She's incorrigible.
Ah.
This is how it should be. We must pursue her.
Let me guess, you're on top of a Dromus. Cypher, if this Dromus truly is her, appears quite content. Her gaze filled with 3 parts sincerity, 3 parts approval, and 3 parts triumph, 3 parts, haha, great mystery, you've lost if you take this seriously. What did you call me? She seems to be saying, ah ha ha ha, Cypher does not know. So, she says she doesn't know.
Lady Cypher, please come on out.
You're still careless as ever. Shouldn't you keep such a precious gift near your bosom?
Since you know it's a gift for someone else, please give it back to me. Stop hiding among the people and letting the wind carry your voice.
Now, since I know it's a gift, that just means I need to milk its worth. The children of the wind never stay for long in one place. Unless your offer is tempting enough to steal the wind. What say you?
Name your price. I'll give you however much you want.
You don't want the money? I'd gladly it off your hands.
I'm sorry. Bargaining is really not my forte.
No wonder they call you Princess Homebody. Why don't you two come over to my place? It'll make a better venue for proper business discussions. You can find where I live through the winds I've sown. Right.
Piece of cake. I can do that even if I can only sense your soul.
Alright, I'll see you there. Oh, by the way, everyone cool with me collecting a deposit before we reach an agreement, right? Now, come this way.
The dew of divine blood. You bitch!
She's incorrigible. Follow me.
How dare you take my shit? I'm gonna beat you with a baseball bat. Well, I am the Galactic Baseballer. Stairs. Ah, frick. Now I gotta remember how to actually get up there. Right, it's over here.
Does it really work?
Here we...
Over here! Over here! No, not that way! This way! Come on. If I really wanted to hide, you'd never find me. So relax, you two. No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow.
At last, the character that meows has appeared. You. And a quirk. And we'll go positive.
No way. Some people might have been into that a millennium ago, but it's long since gone out of style. Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get down to business?
Give me the jewelry piece first. Or everything's off the table.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Relax. Relax. Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here. Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3 things. 1, the seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the Death Titan. 2, the Council of Elders also found me and wants me to make sure the core flame of Thanatos ends up in their hands.
Look at you having your finger in both pies.
But not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things. Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end.
I would rather not die. God damn it, another flashback? Really?
Whoa, this is some high quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth, Did you get all this through that Aranova gimmick?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
Wow, I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much money?
Payment for doing work. You're worth this much.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself very clear.
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never reproached the demigod of trickery for running away. But I need you right now, so don't turn me down.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not hearing any sincerity in your words. Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble head to me.
We lost Trian.
Oh.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castorice and help her fulfill her lifelong wish.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castorice to her death. And you want me to die with her.
This is Castorice's own request. I have never seen her so determined.
She brought this up herself? You're not pulling my leg.
She's also made up her mind to leave her confused past behind. As will you, Cypher, when you finally make up your mind.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castorice remains pure as driven snow. She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you, with your one foot in the grave. I ain't as optimistic as you about what she'll want to do. Tell you what, why don't I take this room of treasures as a security deposit? and we make a bet.
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this deposit to you, plus giving you another room full of treasures. How does that sound?
You sound like you have all the confidence in the world. In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions. I hope you're prepared to lose it all.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. I'll give all the treasures in that room to you. And you can split it between yourselves, however you want.
Again, I'm gonna die, so no.
What do you think? Tempting, right?
I'm almost dead. What use do I have for money?
If we don't find the Death Titan, his soul will...
Oh?
I can't go into the details, but we have to go to Styxia.
I really don't get how. Princess, homebuddy, you keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting rid of your curse, and you don't care about anything else. But did you ever live for your own pleasure? Even for just one day?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglaia didn't take you in just so you can die for her Aranova.
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices. Isn't that why you're always running away from Lady Aglaia?
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore. It's not like I was gonna honor that bet anyway. But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, the treasures buried in there are 10, no, 50 times richer than Aglaia's vault. Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive. And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. Sure. Pay up.
Bitch, you've already been paid. Is ripping people off the authority of Zagreus?
You're not wrong. At least it's part of my responsibilities.
I don't like this. However, I have lived a longer life than most people. Though I'm not as good at doing business as Lady Aglaia, I still have some savings.
Why do I have a feeling she has a fuck ton of money and she doesn't realize it?
I can give them all to you.
Then how are you going to live the rest of your life?
Then I'll give you 90. No, 80%.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castorice's savings and a bottle of dew of divine blood. Not a bad trade.
Eh, sure, why not? I get to give Castorice jewelry back.
Okay. I didn't know you hold grudges. Gray mystery. Here, catch.
Be careful with that.
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Akama's city gates instead.
So, why are you changing the meeting place?
Oh, nothing really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. I wouldn't stay a second longer in Akama if it were up to me. Well, now that we've struck a deal, why don't I give you guys a lift back?
I don't trust you.
It's gonna be a long ride. So have a good rest.
Next day in Akama. Where am I? Is this my room? How did I get back here? This is a coin. Cipher? She even tucked me in? Never mind. It's getting late. I better get going. Great mystery. These formal addresses at the start of the letters are such a hassle. You've already read through 3 useless Phantom Thief letters. Left Princess Homebody's gift here. Take good care of it. Remember, skip the baths, come straight to Alchemist City Gate to find me. No, I have no patience. Come late, and I'll leave without you. Yes, I'm the one who tucked you in. You're welcome. Oh, and I got my due of divine blood back. Huh. Na.
Bright and sunny. Just the weather for farewells.
You're here.
Really? Just 3 of us?
Totally. The trio team is the best set up to reach the finals. No need, I already told her. She's fine with it. You sure know how to put me in a spot, Castorice. I need to travel with you, but I can't touch you. What a bother.
Sorry.
Aw, I was just teasing. Don't take it to heart. Did you know that the legends say you have to put an obol into the mouth of the dead or over their eyes if you want them to successfully cross the River of Souls and enter the Netherrealm? That's the fairy fare for entering the Netherrealm. However, I honestly won't ask you to pay this time. I'll pay. And then we'll just have to go through the motions.
You're helpful when it doesn't cost you anything.
I'm just trying to make this journey feel more special, okay? Don't read too much into it. All right, pass me the coin. It's time to get the gods' powers going. A fleet-footed trip to the Netherrealm. Here we come. Oh, one last thing before we go. I gotta give you this piece of advice, especially to you, Princess Homebody. You can't catch the wind by waiting. You only live once, so make the most of every moment you have. Get ready. Be steady. Hi, your turn. Don't be nervous. After all, it'll be gone in the blink of an eye.
Oh my god.
All done.
So she's got Speed Force.
All right.
I swear she was speeding.
She's the demigod of trickery. When she flips the coin of whimsy into the air, she gains incredible speed that lets her travel anywhere in an instant. Just like how she clearly had no intention of lingering here for even a second longer. We can only depend on ourselves for the rest of the way.
Don't worry. Mem's here to help.
Ma'am, did you pay your fare?
I don't think I even meet the height requirement for the ticket, so I won't need one, right?
Oh my god.
This is Styxia, the city of dragons and waves. Anaxa hypothesizes that the missing Thanatos is somewhere in these ruins. This is the land of their birth. Or perhaps of their death.
I know this one. They returned whence they came.
Anaxa had used a secret alchemical art to temporarily fuse his soul with Circe's and Kephae. And when he was on the verge of death, he was pulled by Thanatos and caught a glimpse of the flowing river of souls. This alchemy, considered a sacrilegious act, might actually make the souls of mortals and titans attract each other. Even though Thanatos has been missing for 1,000 years, and even their followers haven't been able to find them. Perhaps that special attraction could summon them here.
Oh, so are we going to use that Philosopher's Stone to conjure the Titan?
I guess that's the only way. The only leads we have now are the name of this city and the fairy tale about the dragon.
Thanatos is even more mysterious than I am.
I don't know, I still don't know shit about you other than, you know, you got made by a fucking Aeon.
Indeed. Even one as erudite as Anaxa could only point us to this place, and no further. We will be entering the unknown as soon as we take our first steps. But that won't be the first time in my long journeys. I believe that, rather than standing still, taking action is by far the better option. Perhaps fate might take pity on us today and show some compassion.
I doubt that. Alrighty then. Well, folks, we are going to go ahead. This is a nice stopping point, and we might be near the end, but there's probably a lot of cutscenes and shit that's going to take up a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and call it there for the evening. I want to say thank you all for tuning into the Flying T-Bar-C this evening. I really appreciate you guys' viewership. Huge shout out to Asfati for the raid and all you guys who showed up. Thank you all so much for the new follows, and for those of you who stuck around, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I will be back tomorrow with my midday matinee session where I'm going to be doing some MMO grinding on Final Fantasy XIV, and then later in the evening I'll be doing my Throwback Thursday segment where I'm currently playing through the Chrono Saga, as I call it, but basically I'm playing Chrono Cross because I already played Chrono Trigger. So if that tickles your fancy, by all means, come on by and shoot the shit with me. I would appreciate it if you guys did. So, yeah. Don't forget to check out the other socials, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky. YouTube's the archive, Twitter and Blue Sky, where you guys can find the announcements for all the streams and stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. We are going to go ahead and raid out for the evening. Let me see who all I've got on right now from the usual list. Because I'm not really seeing anybody that I would consider, like, rando to be intrigued by. No, we're gonna go ahead and raid into live tuber named Pixel Remy. She's currently playing some Minecraft, but honestly she's pretty chill, pretty relaxed, and it'll be a pretty fun time over yonder that direction. So, with that raid timer now started, as always folks, make sure you guys enjoy yourselves some good food, some great drinks, even better company, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Happy trails, folks.